Wrong button. What is going on, YouTube? Y'all squad? This is your boy Yakratis, and this is your review for Real Housewives of Potomac season 7, episodes 10 and 11. Sorry I didn't get y'all the video last week. Life is happening, so but I had to get it to you all today. Also, Real Housewives of Miami. I think I will be able to get y'all those videos next week. So fingers crossed, not making any promises. I might not even pick it up completely just with everything that is going on with me currently. Also, I want to say happy Hanukkah. As I'm recording right now, we're still in day one. When sunset hits, it'll be uh, night two. So, so happy Hanukkah to everybody. Like I said, my birthday's Friday, so that will be day six going. I'm sorry, day five going into night six. So happy, even though I'm going to find out that we're going to get some snow Thursday going into my birthday. Not really happy about that, but look, remaining optimistic. Nevertheless, getting into this review, before I actually get into the review, I want to make mention that I forgot, and it was an oversight. So when I say forgot, it was actually an oversight of the argument between Candace and Robin, because taking notes and we're at the end, I totally overlooked the fact that that was a recording that Ashley did. But y'all know she a snake, so it is what it is. All right, so starting off with episode 10, they're back in Potomac. You have Robin and Giselle. They're going to have a live podcast for Reasonably Shady. The twins' birthday is that weekend. They rehash the club incident because more or less Giselle wants to know what happened between Robin and Wendy. And she says, well, Wendy says, you told me that she loved me and, cried over the situation. Robin lets us know that she's reached out to Candace, because she wants to have a sit down with her to figure out where they are. Cool. We get Candace and Chris. Candace officially has 2 degrees, so congrats to her, Black Girl Magic. We love to see it. Um, and she's going to be throwing a backyard celebrate, which I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. They discuss the guest list, and we find out that one of the producers, and we find this out in her interview, that one of the producers had to refresh her rememberer and let her know you actually did say that or said something along the lines of what Ashley alluded to. And Candace lets us know that she's waiting on her period. Yeah. So now we get Karen and I think his name is Matt. I don't. I wrote Malt, but I think Matt is what I meant to write. So we'll just say Matt. Her friend and former assistant. Karen wants to do a live show of the Karen Huger Experience called Evening with the Grand Dame, and talks to him because there has been like competing events and whatnot that has happened within the group, but they all tend to revolve around Karen because you had Wendy saying that she wanted to do the candle, and Karen ended up doing the candle. But to Karen's defense, you know, I mean, hey, it's a lot of stuff you just don't talk about. And even with the group, her saying, I want to do this, and it doesn't come fast enough, and it'd be a whole issue. So that being one. But in a flashback, we saw, and it actually was the first episode of this season. Giselle saying that her and Rob were going to do a live show, and now you have Karen wanting to do a live show. So, who's biting off of who? So now we get Wendy and her husband. Look, I'm gonna start calling Eddie Jason Derulo. I don't know why he favors Jason Derulo, so Eddie is now Jason Derulo. I want y'all to know. So they're back from Chicago where she was a guest speaker. She lets us know that she has a lot on her plate and she wants to have the kidney stones removed next week, but she has many other competing things. And Jason Derulo, like, you need to just go ahead and do it. Like, what are you waiting for? So we shall see. That was some foreshadowing, obviously. We have Robin and Candace. We found out that Robin's friend and hairstylist lost both her sister and brother in a car accident. So it's because of this loss and because time is short that it's important for her to squash little issues. I would just say with some of what's going on, because I'm not going to detail because I'm trying to get y'all this video as quickly and condensed as possible. I done had 2 people already sit here and tell me, well, life is too short for, I understand that. And in the shortness of this life, I'm going to live it where I'm happy and somebody else is over there. But nevertheless, Robin sees Candace as a little sister. Candace says she sees Robin as an older sister. And Candace wishes that if Robin really felt that her IG live was directed at her in any way, shape, form, or fashion, why you just didn't come straight to me and ask me rather than pretty much make this thing a skeptical. And Robin wants her in the future to just, be more specific. Anyway, she also had to let her know that she has been in her corner because with what's going on between her and Giselle and da 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 da, and they hug things out. Okay, now we get Mia with her business opening. Moving on, we get Ashley and Dylan, Lump and his wife. All I'm gonna say is because again, at this point, I'm really not featuring the Green Eye Buffoons. I'm not featuring Ashley. I'm not featuring Mia. That's over half the cast. But I'm gonna just touch on things. And all that we need to know from this is first off, my boy Dylan was in the scene. Y'all know I like Dylan. But apparently, Michael Ashley arguing he wanted to take Dean. She was supposed to take Dylan. They get into a screaming match. Dean, being the boss baby that he is, stepped up and told them to hush it up, shut it down. We ain't doing this. I run this company, shut it up. And she doesn't like the fact that her children are seeing that. And that's pretty much all that we are getting there. So now we get Candace and Dorothy. Candace, why is Dorothy on this screen? Now I understand because she said it in last night's episode that she wants her mother there for milestones. My mother would be there, but she wouldn't be on screen because first I just couldn't do it. No, I just couldn't do it. Like I'm not gonna give you any camera time. Number one, but number two, but until you make up with my better half, you can't be around. No, no, you will be held accountable for what you do and what you say. Because she says that now she just lets what Dorothy says roll off her back. No, because again, you're not holding the other person accountable, and then you not holding that person accountable, you're unconsciously telling that person my behavior is okay. So because I am not being forced to own my ish, I can continue to do what I've been doing because there's no repercussions. Okay. So now we have Giselle and her twin's birthday. Moving on, we get Candace, her party. Now I don't do Dorothy, but there was a snake in the grass, and Dorothy said, "I thought Giselle wasn't coming." When I tell y'all, I hollered. I don't do Dorothy. I really don't. Okay, she can go ahead and click her heels and go on somewhere, but that was funny. I appreciate that. Chris and Dorothy are fine. And the apology was that BS apology from the reunion. And I think Chris is just playing nice for the sake of his wife. I couldn't do it. Chris is better than me because you not finna sit here and question my union. Like, I'm not finna be, what? I'm gonna keep that to myself. But they're fine. Candace isn't pregnant, but she's gonna continue the egg retrieval process. So I'm assuming she wants to continue with the in vitro. Karen asks Robin, when is the wedding? Robin says that, they're working on the plans. It's going to be a private situation with just the four of them, meaning her, Juan, and the two kids. I'm about to say kids, missing kids and children. Leave me alone. Robin and Wendy talk, and Robin wants to know why when they had the convo, like why. So they had the convo in the club. She said there was no one around, meaning like it wasn't a group thing, even though there were people around. But she questions like all the other conversations we've had. There's been a tone. It's almost like you have to win an argument and whatnot. And in this situation, it wasn't that. So I'm trying to understand what's going on here, which I get it. And Wendy pretty much said, "Look, I had liquid courage, and long story short, I don't want this relationship to fall by the wayside. It is still salvageable, and I want to salvage it." And she said, "I'm sorry." She said, "This is coming. This is her coming to her for the second time to say, I'm sorry that I hurt you, not if I hurt you, and I value our relationship enough to make things right." Winnie then has to forcefully pull an apology out of Robin because again, Robin don't feel that she did anything wrong. because her and her partner in crime, they love to believe that they are always owed an apology, but they don't have to give one. That type of bull. Candace pulls Karen to the side and she tells her that she didn't remember saying that about her, but she did. And that, she was pretty much drinking with a demon. And again, we've been telling you that was a mistake. Even though this was shot way back when, we was telling you don't do it. Ray and Chris talk. Chris says, Gizzard's feelings are just that. She's entitled to have him. But he did nothing to make her feel any kind of way. I believe him. Ray wants Chris to just take the high road, and Chris is like, I'm not going to do that because then me sitting here saying, I apologize if I made you feel uncomfortable, because that's him, in essence, owning the fact that he did something. And he ain't finna do that. I don't blame him. Moving on into episode 11. Now, episode 11, when I tell y'all it didn't give me merch or nothing, by the time we got to the end, I just said F it with the notes. So we get Giselle and Karen. Karen isn't thrilled about Giselle's house renovations. I'm still laughing at the fact that Terrence called that woman's house a funeral. That was so funny. Karen, okay. Karen, for her little live, she's gonna do a sizzling topic or a sizzle topic, hot topics like Wendy Williams, and a panel on love. Okay, whatever. She's in a good place with everyone, but she doesn't like that Jacques is finishing Mia's sentences. Understandable, but that's also one of the. And I understood why in the moment she didn't say anything, but I would have been like, I understand this is your friend, but she can speak for herself. I don't need you to sit here and provide any clarity. That's what she's here for. Thank you. Giselle talks about the combo that was had on the beach and wonders, who bought Jacques the Porsche. Why? But we know that she's goes producing to keep up the mess, but I'm just like, why? And she wants to know, Jacques having a relationship with Mia's ex. Okay, well, who was it? And bringing up them showering in Miami, and I was like, you got everybody. And see, even though I don't see it for the chicken patty face, this is what you get for sitting here having all this heat, all this smoke for, I believe it, Candace. No, but yeah, I think it's Candace and possibly Wendy. You got all this energy and smoke for them, but you ain't got it for the person that walked up to you and said, is this what cancer, no cancer look like? But now you got somebody that is here gossiping about you, willing to take a bone and carry a bone. That's what you get. So we have Wendy. She's going to the ER with Jason Derulo. It's to pretty much remove the kidney stone. So it got to a point where it was unbearable. She had to do something. And she said it was 9 centimeters. I was like, oh, so she couldn't pass it. They had to go in and, cut it out. We have Candace's video shoot. I am not going to lie. I really thought that this would have been later in the season. But, she has a video shoot. She has Dorothy there. Tired of seeing Dorothy. But she wants her mother there for milestones. But she made it to where Dorothy can't talk to nobody. Dorothy shouldn't be there. But again, that's her mama. That's her situation. It ain't mine. And, drive back, the budget was $10,000 and that was funded by Candace. Well, Insecure, the budget is $25,000 and it's paid by the label. And I'll say this, for whatever we got to say about Drive Back, like as low budget as it is, and trust me, I've seen worse, it looked good. And I've seen music videos where the budget is high and it still look a hot ass mess. I was about to say I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna be nice, but it was a nice video shoot. Cool. We get Robin and Juan prenup talk. Juan doesn't feel that infidelity clause needs to be there. We got Wendy, Jason Derulo, and Mama Susan with the kids. We find out that she actually had to have 2 surgeries to remove the kidney stone. Like I said, it was an outpatient procedure, but it's going to take her a little bit to recover. She had to be home. The home family is pretty much taking care of her, playing nurse. You got her mom. You got the Mama Susan, is sitting here telling the boys, go over there, ask your mama what she wants. Just like, oh, I'm gonna help y'all. No, y'all get over. I'm like, all right, go ahead, Mama Susan, go ahead. And we find out that Mama Susan is okay. She was pretty much just told that she needs to slow down. And Wendy lets us know that she kept putting off the kidney stone surgery because it's just like, okay, I'll do it after this next thing. I'll do it after this next thing. I'll do it after this. I'll do it after that. And I think we all can agree that we do that a lot, especially men when it comes to our. Well, actually, for most men, we just ignore the problem until it becomes, an emergency. But you have a lot of people that will put things off like, I'll do it after this. I'll do it after this. And when you don't make time for your health will force you to make time. And by then, you're going to be down for a hot minute. So I thought that it was going to be exhaustion, and it wasn't. I think having to have 2 surgeries to remove a kidney stone is probably worse. I don't know. Anyway, Wendy says that she learned this work ethic from her mother. But now looking back at it and having this realization, because her mom even said you need to slow down, and she says that she wants to break the cycle because she's in essence teaching this to her children, but she's most focused on her daughter. So wants to break the cycle. We get Mia and Karen. Karen shares a conversation with Mia that she had with Giselle because her thing is, I don't want to keep anything from you. And Mia and Jacques fondled each other, but that's all they did together because I guess Mia wanted to, at one point, want to be a, did she say a gynecologist? Something. Whatever. My thing is this, whatever you want to do is what you want to do. Ain't none of my business. I'm one of those where I really don't care. But, hey, whatever. Karen brings up the threesome and asks, is it like, well, was one done with Peter? And she says no, with Peter's girlfriend. Now, I can't wait for Wendy to clear this whole thing up with what was done with Peter's girlfriend, but we gonna see. But Mia says that Peter got their leftovers, which means they had old girl, and then Peter ended up dating her. Awkward. So now it's the Reasonably Shady Live. The Dixon family is there in full force, so that's good. They're supporting Robin. I'm trying my best to not be disrespectful. Okay, I'm trying hard. Karen is pulling a Robin and is recording the whole entire thing, which I'm like, that is shady, and it's empty. Okay, it's pretty empty. And the one of the coordinators was saying like you can form this however you want to, because there is a trick to where you can have everybody compact, and since it's being taped live, you can have the camera angle in such a way where it looks packed when it's really not. I don't know if they did it, but I don't check for them like that, so who knows. Candace isn't coming because she doesn't want to support Giselle. So even though her and Robin are cool and her coming to this, she pretty much is supporting Giselle, even though she would really only be supporting Robin. The MC says, give it up for Robin Bryant. And everybody was like, oh, hell. Ooh, I hollered. Robin's mic wasn't working. And it's shows, okay, y'all didn't do a sound check. And I know some people like, well, you don't know, you wouldn't know, but it's just some things like you kind of know that you need to do it. So, not prepared. As she's helping them out with the dance portion, the audience is participating in the Q&A. We only get one question. That's when is the wedding? Robin's answer is stay tuned. Don't nobody care. Karen and Ray leave early. Giselle pulls Jacques to the side and asks about the Porsche and who bought it. And Jacques is just like, no, I'm sorry. Mia says Jacques, no, sorry. Jacques says she makes her own coin. Not really answering the question. To say that you make your own coin, that's not letting us know if Mia, paid for that, but whatever. Giselle then asks about her being with Gordon, and she says she doesn't spill those type of teas, but you might want, to ask Mia. And this is Jacques' way of bringing me into the conversation, where it's just like, if we gonna have this conversation, she needs to be a part of it. Like this whole device stuff, I don't like. Now I may not see it for it, but I do understand. And then Ashley joins and she gets caught up. Then Giselle calls over the remaining women. Mia says that, Jacques' car is in her name. Now, Robin said, look, Wanda, now this is, I want to know more of this, but she says Wanda bought some women some cars and they've been in their name, so that don't mean nothing. Why we ain't, why we not going down that rabbit hole? Don't matter. So the question comes up, did Jacques sleep with G? And all you really got me saying is we need to compare notes of what we gonna say around this group. Yeah, or more or less you should probably like it's not that you can tell your business, but you have to know in sharing certain things what's gonna come of it. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got. I was able to give it to y'all in under 20 minutes. So with that being said, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. Catch us tonight, whether you like it on our panel, excuse me, on Josiah World TV channel, and I will see y'all then. Bye.